So I've found a bunch of videos for this game, and so far I have found a few different guides that kind of build in very different ways. So there hasn't really been anything consistent, except for so far, this one, which basically said wit is king. This game is a wit game. You play for wit, which means you max out wit as much as you possibly can when it's appropriate, build other skills as you need to, and then work towards a lot of the gold, like stamina increasing skills and some other stuff that's like only train power speed, or only train power stamina guts during summer, because you get a bonus for that. Make sure that you run specific cards. Obviously, you're always going to be running Kitazan for speed. You're always going to be running Sweep Tosho for speed. And you're always going to be running the SR Daiwa Scarlet for wit. Anything else is basically just whatever you want. But typically, those are the three main cards you're going to always be building around. And obviously, the more limit broke they are, the better off they are. So this is kind of where we're at currently. So we're going to try this. I am currently on the Oguri Finale Finals, which is the final race. I'm running it because I want to see whether or not she procs a bunch, and if she does, that she's actually able to win. I think I've had one, maybe two alarm clock usages early on, and that was just because I had like a weird... Basically, if you get boxed, you get boxed, and that's what happened. So I'm going to see what happens. We're just going to run the race and find out. Oh man, I'm actually kind of nervous. This is the first time I've actually run it that's been mostly just solid win after win after win. We're starting on the outside too. Let's go! I'm excited. I'm excited. So we have to worry about Narita Barney, we have to worry about Silence Suzuka. We have a gold banner, which means we still have a high chance of actually getting what we want. We'll see. No late start, which is exactly what we want. No, we are in the... So we got straightaway recovery. So we are in the pace chaser position. So we did start a little different than you would typically with her, which is normally a late. But the way the build works and the way I've been running her is almost exclusively pace chaser. It's worked so far, but we're not out yet. Daiwa and Silent Suzuka racing for first is not unexpected for this race. This happens a lot. So we're just waiting for the halfway to the late race mark to kind of see where we're at. We've been floating between 4th and 6th. I think that's a good number. It doesn't look like we're going to get terribly pushed. Plus, we just procced Professor of Curvature, which is the Kitazan gold. So that's a good speed boost to keep us in our positioning. Oh, come on. I'm a little... Okay, we're already getting a spurt forward. So there's our spurt forward to put us in 5th. Now we're with Super Creek and Narita. It's a very small gap to Suzuka. It's a slightly larger gap to Daiwa Scarlet. But I feel like as long as we can maintain the position going into the final 1,000, which looks like we are, we should be able to hit 4th. Yep, there it is. All right. Solid push. We're still in 4th. Coming into the corner, this is kind of where it gets a little sketchy because we're on the outside rather than the inside. The shooting for victory procced. We are running out of stamina, though, so this is where we start to see a bit of a breakaway. We're probably going to get a proc as long as we keep 5th. There's 400 meters. We are not going to get any more of our stamina procs, which is super unfortunate, because that's basically why we're losing. We're not even going to get our pulse proc. We didn't get any of our stamina procs. That is a big problem. So that is actually why we didn't even come in top 5. Which, that's very strange, because, like, this is the worst we've done the entire run. We have won all of the other races. Yeah, I did use one alarm clock, so we're going to try again. Because I wholly feel like there was something there that definitely didn't make any sense. Anyway, you can see my stats as I have them. I did not get a ton of stamina. I did not get any guts. We pretty much focused on wit. Speed came because of sweep and Kitazan. We have a higher wit because of Daiwa, fine motion, and nice nature. Like these were all really good cards. They all procced a ton. I got tons of rainbows. It's just really weird to see that. So we're gonna race again. I wholly believe that this works. I think it's just, for some reason, she just ran out of stamina because she didn't proc any of the stamina skills. And I've got at least 4. So it's like crazy that we didn't proc. Obviously, we're on the outside, and we definitely had it. Okay, so we just started in the second gate, which is all the way on the inside. So this is a little more crazy. Solid start, no late, so that's good. So we'll see if we get some more procs. If we can actually get some stamina proc. I think we procced 1 stamina once, like, way early, so it's like, ugh. That's the big issue. Like, this build very, very heavily requires those stamina procs to actually hit. And for some reason, none of them proc. So it's like, oh, yeah, well, that's what happens. So we're kind of drafting a few. So there's pressure of curvature, which means we get a little bit more boost in the speed. A little more boost to speed here in the corner, which is good. Holding third this entire run is a little chunky, though. I kind of figured we'd be a little further back. But, you know, I don't know. We have a high enough wit. Like, we're A wit. We definitely should proc more. But the crazy part is she just didn't proc any of them. And that's like, this is kind of an all or nothing glass cannon stamina build. There's Gourmand. All right, that was better. That's much better. I'm okay with that. Huge, 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 huge. Was it really just bad luck RNG going into that race because she didn't actually proc? That's crazy to me. We are still holding very firm in third. All right, the leaders are starting to fall back a little bit. Here's the 800 mark. If we hold third, we can get our Pulse proc. Pulse is actually at level 4. They're shooting for victory. That's another that's another speed boost. We are going to get a proc here. We're coming into second. This is so much better. So there's 400. If we can hold just enough to get proc for Pulse, we're definitely going to win. Just hold. Just hold. Here's the Pulse at level 4. Huge boost. Oh, Suzuka Honey. And we got a straightaway recovery. Oh, no, this is ours. Yeah, okay. It was all the procs. Unbelievable. Yeah, this build works. This build actually works. Like, this is genius. The question is, was it a B+ run or an A run? That's my biggest problem, is not knowing whether or not I'm going to have enough at the end to actually get A. If I get A, this is the first day I actually have, so it'll be huge. So. 1 3/4 length in front. It's not enough to get... Oh... 320 to get legend, and we were at 295. Obviously, there was a few times where I probably could have raced to get more to probably hit legend. But I'm still figuring that part of it out on my own. Steadfast. I don't actually think I know what that is. We've obviously seen all of these before, so we're just kind of speed throughing. There's Detective's fan. Oguri's final big wave, which is huge. She gets her little concert and her little boosts. Super cute. 212. So this gives us a little bit more wiggle room to grab. I don't think I have any other golds that I need to get. I actually have all the golds. I have Gourmand. I have Iron Will. I have Professor of Curvature. I have like all of the stamina boosting ones. So... Other than, obviously, because she's not an encloser, we're not going to take that. So I guess the question is, do I take up-tempo or steadfast? I think we take up-tempo, and then I don't think we have enough for anything else. I guess technically we could get long shot. You know, I don't see why that wouldn't be an issue. So now, if this is at least a B+, I'll be happy. This is a wild build. So, 888, 307, 437, 247, 922. Like, We ended with an S in mile. Yeah, no, this is a crazy build. I don't know, guys. I think if we'd have gotten Legend, we probably would have had an A. I think we're going to get really close to an A. This is going to be a really high B+. This might actually be better than my current B+ Oguri, but let's find out. It is a B+. How close? Not even. But we cracked 9K, which I think is actually my highest to date. I wholeheartedly believe that if some of my cards were more limit broke and were higher level, I could easily get an A with this build. I recommend this build. I'm going to grab a link to the original video that I got this data from. It is directly from a Japanese player who's been playing for at least 3 years, so I recommend taking a look at his build as well. He is a Japanese speaker. English is a second language, so please take a look at the subtitles. It will definitely help. But yeah. Guts. Son of a... You can't tell, but I'm shaking my fist right now. That's angry. But, yeah. Solid 9K. Could easily be a 10K if we had Legend and slightly more ranked up cards. Yeah. Check out the other video. I'll link it in the description below. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.